more CDs. Hi everybody, and welcome to the next part of a look at my CD collection. We're on my general CDs, just normal albums you'll find with artist release year on year. No compilations, no signed shit, no print stuff, no box sets. Okay, let's get cracking. So, I showed most of Dire Straits in the last sort of batch of videos I recorded. The last couple are in this stack. So this is On Every Street, so this was their last studio album. I enjoy it, but it's down low on my list of Dire Straits albums. It's a bit too Americana for me. But it's got, I mean, Calling Elvis is great. The title track's very good. The Bug, which was the lead single, is very good. Heavy Fuel's great. And all the other stuff's, you know, strong, just not as strong as some of their other bits. On the back of a tour of this, they released On the Night. So this is the live album. This is the only Dire Straits that I haven't got on vinyl. It was released on vinyl, but we're talking... when was it? Can't say a date on it, but it was when vinyl was on its way out, so there's not many copies around. This is a nice mixture. It's mainly classic songs rather than from On Every Street, but it has got Calling Elvis, Heavy Fuel, On Every Street, and You and Your Friend on it. So, a nice little mixture. This is Sultans of Swing, Very Best of Dire Straits compilation. This has got some live tracks on it that aren't otherwise available. A live version of Love Over Gold, Your Latest Trick, and Local Hero. So that's why I got that, and it's really good sound on that as well. It's a super, or an HD CD. This was the Live at the BBC release, many years after they split. This came out, 1995. Don't think this had a vinyl release. If it did, I haven't got this either, obviously. But it's got a number of BBC sessions. So I think it's mainly all from one. Yeah, 7 tracks, all from one concert, and then a ton of love from a separate one. But yeah, it's very good. Okay, now we move on to my favourite band. I think this is practically all their stuff, apart from their latest album, Office Politics, which I have shown because I've got signed CD of that. So this is Fanfare of Comic Muse. This was their first album, but it doesn't count. This was when Neil Hannon, who is a Divine Comedy, was very young. This was the initial band, recorded in Ireland. This is very early REM-y. Early REM-y. That's not, yeah. It sounds like early REM. The tracks are good, but they're not strong Divine Comedy songs. But you can sort of hear where he's going. This is hard to come by. I believe this is an original, but I'm not 100%. It might be a bootleg. But if it is, it's a very, very good one. Yeah, let's say. But Neil doesn't count this in his albums. So his first album proper was The Wonderful Liberation, which is just a really strong album. I won't go into too much detail on these because I could just rave about them forever. But this is when, you know, he's got the 3-piece, I was going to say quartet, that doesn't make sense. Perhaps it was a quartet he had, that's what I want to say, right? But he had strings on it for the first time. And, you know, he is Divine Comedy, and then it's just whoever he's playing with at the time. But yeah, love that album. One of my favourite albums of all time is the second stroke third. It's this album, this is Promenade. This is just an amazing piece of work. It actually tells the story through all the songs of a date. So it starts with getting ready with a date, going to meet them, what happens at the start of a date, bit of reminiscing, what happens at the end of a date. And it's just absolutely masterpiece. My favourite Divine Comedy song is Don't Look Down, and also one of my favourite songs ever, possibly my favourite song ever. This was the big breakthrough album. This was Casanova. This has got Something for a Weekend, Becoming More Like Alfie, Frog Princess, also Songs of Love, which is a reworking of the, well, yeah, it is, Father Ted theme. Just a masterpiece. Followed up with a short album about love. So this was recorded live with some overdubs, with a full orchestra. It was, they were at the time they were on Setanta Records, which also was the home to Edwyn Collins. Am I remembering this right? Yeah. And Girl Like You was such a huge hit that it put so much money in Setanta's coffers that they could have, basically this was recorded from the profits of that single. Everybody Knows Except You was a hit from this. Really good song. Again, I mean, it's only 7 tracks, but this is just a masterpiece. Probably my second favourite Divine Comedy track is In Pursuit of Happiness, which was the theme tune to Tomorrow's World for a number of years. Then we have Fin de Siècle. So this has got National Express on it, plus Generation Sex, Certainty of Chance, were the other singles, I think, if memory serves. This is the original limited edition release that came with a lyric booklet and additional artwork. And then it also came out just in a normal jewel case, which didn't have a lyric booklet, he says. No, it doesn't. No, it just has photos. Again, I mean, they're my favourite band, so I am going to eulogise over them, but this is just another amazing album. Then they left Setanta, and their parting gift was A Secret History, the best of. I have also, they did a version of this in a book with an extra CD of rarities, and I have a signed copy of that I've already shown. This is just for standard release. I nearly bought another copy of the other day because I forgot I had it, the standard release of it. So this is all the singles plus popular album tracks. A couple of them are re-recordings, and it's also got 2 new tracks, Gin Soaked Boy, which is excellent, and Too Young to Die, which I've never liked because it seems to be slagging off himself and his fans, I've always felt. So I've never been a big fan of that song. As I say, less Setanta, and he was signed to Parlophone, yeah. And he decided to go away from the suit and tie orchestral music and became more of a band album. So it's the same band who are on Fin de Siècle, and most of them are on Casanova and short album about love. But they recorded Regeneration, which is an amazing album, but it doesn't sound like traditional Divine Comedy. Saw them preview this live at Portsmouth Wedgwood Rooms, and you know, he came on in a t-shirt and jeans. You know, it just didn't feel right, but it was a really good show. I mean, really strong songs on here. Bad Ambassador on here is another one of my favourite Divine Comedy songs. Perfect Love Song was also a single, as was Love What You Do, I believe. But yeah, it is really strong. It is produced by Nigel Godrich, who did Radiohead and Travis. But yeah, really strong album, but not typical Divine Comedy. After that, he decided to go back, and he disbanded the band and went back to being proper Divine Comedy, if you like. There was a bit of a break between them. What was it, 2004 and 2001? Yeah, so it was 3 years between them, which was... It tended to be every couple of years he'd release one. This is Absent Friends, another great album. Come Home Billy Bird was a single, as was... I can't remember what else was singles from this. But yeah, some really strong stuff on there. Our Mutual Friends, a great track, very... almost funny. The Happy Goth is funny. Absent Friends, the title track, is an amazing song. I mean, it's just all really good. And then he followed it up with Victory for the Comic Muse. This is the 2-disc version. So disc 1 is the album, disc 2 is a DVD, which is a documentary. Didn't have huge success with this, unfortunately, but it is a really strong album. To Die a Virgin was a single, Diva Lady was a single, A Lady of a Certain Age was a single. That is just, again, another amazing song, one of my favourites. Yeah, those were the singles. But yeah, another really strong album. And then again, there was a short break. What was that? That was 2006. And then 2010, he brought out Bang Goes the Knighthood. So that's the 1 CD version, which I want to say came with a signed booklet, but it was a separate booklet. So that's in with my... When it comes with a separate booklet, I keep the booklet in with my folders rather than with my signed CDs. And then this is the deluxe version that's got a live CD on CD2 recorded. He did a concert of songs in French, covers, not his songs. And that's CD2 of this, very good. I'm on record on my channel as having said this is probably my least favourite Divine Comedy album. I listened to it again the other day just before we went to see him live, and I might reappraise that. I'd say it tails a bit towards the end, but then it picks up again. But yeah, I as I say, this has gone up in my estimation very recently. Yeah, and then as I say, he released. I know, it also hasn't got Foreverland, which again, I think I've got a signed CD off. So I've already shown that, I think, or it might just be somewhere else. I can't remember. Anyway, so that's Divine Comedy. Then also in this little stack we have The Best of Doris Day. Can't remember why I bought this. No reason not to, but I can't remember if I got it for a quiz or whether I just fancied getting it. I think I just fancied getting it. Move Over Darlings, great song. Que Sera Sera, Whatever Will Be Will Be. Secret Love. And it's, you know, traditional songs like When I Fall in Love and Bewitched and Fly Me to the Moon and Singing in the Rain and bits like that. Yeah, I don't, but as I say, it's good. I just can't remember exactly why I bought it. Probably the greatest debut album ever, The Doors' self-titled debut. This is the original CD I have it, complete with Broken Case. I now have it as part of this CD box set of all their albums, and I've also got it on vinyl now. But yeah, just an amazing album. So, sort of back to Divine Comedy. In between... Just checking my dates here. In between Fanfare for the Comic Muse and Bang Goes the Knighthood, he released these 2 albums with Thomas Walsh, who was a lead singer of a band called Pugwash, who are an Irish band, and they're both huge cricket fans, which in Ireland obviously is not common. So they released 2 cricket-themed albums as the Duckworth Lewis method, which is the Duckworth Lewis method is the mathematical formula used to calculate how many or what the score has to be in a one-day match where the overs have been reduced due to bad weather. So if it was a 50-over match, if the first Team A plays all their 50 overs, then halfway through Team B's overs it starts raining, so they're not going to get all their overs in. They calculate the score, but they have to hit to class it as a win. Anyway, both really good albums. The first one in particular is excellent. Jiggery Pokery, it's just a great song. I mean, they're all really good. Meeting Mr. Me and Dad was a single of sorts. Then Sticky Wickets was the follow-up. Again, just some really good stuff on there. various people crop up on here as well. Stephen Fry, Daniel Radcliffe. On Diggory Pokery, there's sort of a choir of people, including, I think Alexander Armstrong's in there, I think Phil Jupitus is in there, various other people. Blowers is on a track. And then, kind of related, because I discovered him supporting Divine Comedy, is one of my other favourite acts, which is Duke Special, an amazing Irish singer-songwriter. What I'm showing you now, I believe, when I joined his fan club, these were all sent to me as part of joining that. I think these all were. So these are various EPs and singles. So this is Your Vandal. Some of these tracks were then re-recorded for his first proper album, which you will see on another video whenever that crops up. Portrait being one of them. John Lennon Love on here is a great song, and Low is an amazing song. This is Solo from Windmill Lane, Dublin. So this is a 7-track live EP. None of these tracks were singles, I don't think. This is the Portrait EP, I believe it's classed as. So again, Portrait, as I say, is on his debut album. And this has got a live version of Low on it, that I've already mentioned. This is Adventures in Gramophone, the 2 EPs. So this is 2 of his EPs sort of stuck together as a... This was sort of his album before his first proper album. This has got Last Night I Nearly Died But I Woke Up Just in Time, which is a big hit. Well, yeah, by his standards, a big hit for him. Free Will, which was also on the debut album. I Let You Down Like a Ton Weight, I believe is. I can't remember now. Wake Up Scarlet definitely is. There's some really strong stuff on there. This is If You Go Down to the Woods, which... I'm trying to remember what... Yeah, this is just another EP. No Cover Up, which was on Songs from a Deep Forest. And this is yet another live version of Low on it. So this is the first of the EPs that were compiled into Adventures in Gramophones. So this is My Villain Heart. And then this is the second one, I believe. This is Lucky Me. And then finally for this one, in what has been a very Divine Comedy centric one, more Divine Comedy, this is live at Somerset House. So one of the reasons I think Van Gogh's for Knighthood was my least favourite Divine Comedy album was that he didn't tour it, so I never saw it live. What he did instead, he did a series of shows of just him on piano and occasionally get up and play a bit of guitar. And it wasn't a proper tour, so one of the shows was at Somerset House in London, and it was recorded and released as a live album. It's really strong, but I think that's why that album never quite gelled with me. But as I say, it's gone up in my estimation recently. So yeah, there's no track listing on this. This is one of those CDs that they record during the gig and you can actually pick up on the way out. I wasn't at the gig, but this, they then also sold it online, or you could pre-order it online, one or the other. But it's a mixture of songs throughout his career. It's very good. So that's it for this video. I'm about to break for lunch. Then I've got 3 more to record. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.